What is going on, everyone? My name is Boyd and I'm back with some more Age of Mythology action, spawning in the red color at the top of the map, playing Loki. His name is Nigam. His opponent today in the blue color, spawning on the opposite side of the map, playing Zeus, is the one, the only Starsky. This is a pretty old-ish game. I got actually sent it from Nigam, which is exciting. The guy is one of my favorite players, and it's just a little bit bizarre that I haven't actually casted any of his stuff yet. So here's me casting a Nigam game, especially a Starsky game as well. This guy is like one of those guys you hear about from like back in 2003 or whenever he started playing. He's always been a very, very good RTS player. I believe he had a stint in Age of Empires 3 as well. Played very well there. So, Zeus versus Loki on Ghostlake, I believe it is. So we're going to see some pretty cool stuff right here. We see this exposed gold mine right at the front for the Loki player, which means it's going to be incredibly difficult for him to defend against Zeus's aggression. So Zeus is going to be probably scouting this out and wanting to do some kind of Athena style of play, utilizing that restoration with either the Hoplite Toxito combo to break down buildings fast. Essentially 5 Hoplite is roughly the same amount of damage as a siege weapon, so if you get a massive Hoplite, they can really destroy buildings incredibly quickly, so you can break through any sort of defensive buildings here and get a really strong restoration fight on the gold mine and gold star. So that's going to be our Zeus player Starsky's plan for this game. Nigam, on the other hand, normally you want to try and go for some sort of Forseti Herser action in this matchup in order to pick off straggler units. So you get your fast Herser and you're going to attempt to maneuver around the back of your opponent and try and pick off the 4 units that are pumping out of your opponent's military academy and archery range. So you try and pick them off while they're trying to attack in the front line. So you have a couple of units back in the base defending, a couple of units trying to scout out and trying to pick off units and stragglers in order to keep your opponent down, and then get to the heroic age through Bragi and attempt to defeat your opponent with flaming weapons. So that's going to be the general gist of the plan. So we're going to see some defense and we're going to see some other stuff. At least that's what I'm assuming. These guys are both experts and they know how they're going to play this game. But also, there's going to be a lot of things that go wrong in this matchup, and it can force like a really, really long classical fight. So we'll see what happens. Going to see some goat scouting, which is cute. This Ulfsark getting a little bit antsy. I would never send my Ulfsark to my opponent's base as Loki, just because you can get bolted, and then you have to build another Ulfsark, and that's going to set you behind. And especially, you don't want to be set behind when you've got this gold mine in the front. You kind of want to not get set behind, if that makes any sense. The other way for Zeus to play is to be sending their Catastrophic Scout forward to your enemy's base around 2 minutes and 40 seconds. And there we go. You see that temple going down. It's 2 minutes 30 to 3 minutes is roughly when that Loki player is going to be building his temple. You find it, you bolt him, forces him to build another Ulfsark, which sets him back a little bit of time. I'm not exactly sure how much, but I think it's enough to like really. Oh, there we go. We see the scout out. He's going to bolt this Ulfsark, I assume. Or not bolt the Ulfsark. Interesting choice. Seeing this gold mine, I'd definitely bolt that. I know he could just build another one, but that would be one less gatherer or one less dwarf for the extra. It's just like a really strong use of bolt, you know? Anyways, he chooses not to. He's going to save that bolt for something else. Maybe they need holy or something later in the game. It's his decision, but not the best in my opinion. He obviously has not played this matchup a lot and doesn't really understand the intricacies of it. Doesn't mean he's a bad player by any stretch of the imagination. It's just difficult to know what to do in every single matchup. Gonna see some houses over this way. I wouldn't mind seeing like a big wall around here and some long houses over here to just like block in this gold mine. Gonna see the gatherers moving off gold over to wood at the moment. It's an interesting decision right there. That's what you want to do. I wouldn't have, personally I think 5 villages is more than enough on wood at this point in the game. You want to have a lot of food income. That's why you send those 8 villages on food means you can get a bunch of Purser out really quickly. We don't see any upgrades just yet for our Nigam, for our Loki player. He's going to want to grab pickaxe and hand axe at some point, but do want to get that early Purser out in order to scout around and see if he can get some harass on. Starsky, on the other hand, is not yet advanced to the next stage. It is kind of normal advancing to the classical age around 5:15, but it looks like he's kind of stuffed this up a little bit short on food. He's going to get there. He's just going to be a little bit late, a couple of seconds late. It's not a big deal. He's going through a theme. He's got 4 villages on gold, 6 villages on wood, and then 9 villages on food. So he's grabbing this relic, which is the bow of Artemis, which is extremely strong. Can allow him to pump out a bunch more archer, well, basically toxotes. So what is it? Oh, that's the wrong button. So it's 15% less, which means you can have basically you can probably just pump out from 3 archery ranges without any real difficulty. So that means he probably can chuck out 5 military buildings. We see a couple more houses going down, needs those. If I were playing this matchup with Starsky, I would be moving my villages forward to this caribou patch, chucking my Jason over there as well to make sure I can build my buildings there. And then once I've got that, then I've got a really short distance between here and here. But we do see a sentry tower going up straight away from him. He's noticed that this location is incredibly difficult to defend. He's also throwing up a longhouse. This is why he's gone for the 6 villages on wood. So he did have a specific goal in mind with that. Did he end up getting... He didn't end up getting pickaxe, so he's... excuse me. He didn't end up getting pickaxe, so he's delayed the pickaxe in order to get this early sentry tower up, get that longhouse up, and get that watchtower upgrade going, so he can defend against this Athena rush that's happening. So we see Starsky's throwing a military academy in his base, so he's going to have a really long trip over here. So this is actually really smart from Nigam. Getting this extra watchtower up basically just means it's going to be very difficult for him to push off this gold, for Starsky to push off this gold mine incredibly early. So that's that. Going to be chucking up some more houses around here. Definitely want to get that wall going now that you have the gold. And he's going to be chucking that up now, and that's going to be incredibly nice. This watchtower is going to cover most of this, however, and this watchtower is going to cover the other side. So it's going to be difficult for Starsky to come in and attack this location and win the game outright there. So very well played by Nigam. He does know what he's doing, so that is exciting. Wouldn't mind seeing this spy being used on something. We have found some food villages here, but Jason's already over here to be defending. We just see the spy on Jason. That's interesting. It means he's going to be able to see the enemy's army movements, which is incredibly important. Starsky, on the other hand, has opted for the double archery range, double military academy, and we do see some resources in the bank, so he probably needs to start spending those. He's probably focusing a little bit on this location up here. He's now building those toxotes. As you can see, he does have enough resources now for another archery range, and for those basically pumping those a little bit faster. He probably can get the Odysseus instead early. And we do see that Nigam's pick up the villager with one of those raiding cavalries, and we're going to be seeing a little bit more raiding onto this location here. Not really enough units up here to defend, and I think Starsky just a little bit slow to start off here. We picked off 3 food villages there, which is a really big win for Nigam. Means that, and we see a little bit of a raid coming on over here. So Starsky actually opting for the trading of raids. So only a couple of hoplites managing to pick off all of those villages. Well, not pick them off, but force them back into the base of Nigam. Starsky picking off picking off a raiding cavalry right there, but losing a bunch of villages. So Starsky going to be a little bit behind on the economy right now, and Nigam sitting in a pretty nice place, casting that healing spring to heal these Herso back up. You really want to be doing as much healing and keeping those units alive as possible. We do see some throwing axemen now coming out. You need to get some of those archer units in your base. They do kind of suck when it comes down to fighting toxotes, but they can really pick off the hoplites if you position them well. So you have to be really careful about where they're sitting, and hopefully not getting picked off by any pesky toxotes. We do see that Nigam sees the couple of these hoplites are moving forward right now, but he shouldn't be too worried about that. He's got a great sizable army, 65 population to the 70 population of Starsky. So Starsky's going to be moving in here, attempting to pick off this wall. Not exactly sure. I don't think that's a great idea. We see another wall getting pushed here. Need to get these Toxotes to be picking off the Ursa and such. Nigam is just going to be sitting in his base. He might even think about throwing up another watchtower. Wouldn't be a bad decision at all. He is still producing throwing action. And where is he sending his villages? He's mostly sending villages onto gold, and he's actually being a little bit inefficient here with the gatherers on the gold mine, opting for production of gatherers instead of anything else. We see a big push coming in here now. Going to be picking off this house incredibly quickly with those Zeus hoplites, and also jumping onto the wood line of Nigam, picking up a gatherer there. But Nigam going to be moving in here, going to be attempting to fight this location right here. Early restoration there. That's going to be a good thing for Nigam. You want to save that restoration until that last moment so that all the damage that your opponent does doesn't actually kill off any of your units. The 5 seconds of invincibility is very strong, but really the big kicker is when you've maximized it. We see the raiding cavalry now going to come in from behind. You're going to get a big surround onto the army of Starsky. A couple of villages coming into the fray right now. This is actually a big fight for Nigam right now. He really needs to win this fight in order to continue fighting in this game. All of these units getting picked off right now. A bunch of these are throwing axes and throwing their axes, and this is actually a really good fight for Nigam. He is going to be losing some gatherers though, so even though Starsky looks like he's going to be falling behind in this fight, he is going to come out with an economic advantage, but looks like Nigam's going to be a little bit ahead in the population. If we jump over to Starsky's position, he's sitting at 77. Actually, no, Nigam's sitting really far behind right now, so he has won the fight, but at what cost? And we're going to see those units jump back onto the gold mine. Starsky's going to want to finish walling off this side right now, otherwise he's going to keep on getting pushed in here, and it's not going to be pretty. Starsky probably could have moved up into this location, but perhaps he didn't know about it. You can see that the caribou are dead though if you click on them in the original game. It's a little bit of a exploit in order to get some cheeky knowledge going on right there. And we see another watchtower now going up. The gold mine does only have 500 gold left, so he might actually have wanted to be thinking about moving on to this gold mine already. That's always a nice decision. A couple of those raiding cavalry are going to get picked off there. Not exactly what you want. This watchtower going to be up early enough to maybe force Starsky back. All these throwing action going to be enough to force. Yeah, okay, Starsky's going to be moved back now. Nigam, with that watchtower up there, he's going to be fine. Starsky probably would have been in a better position if he had thought about grabbing the what do you call it? The medium hoplite upgrade makes those hoplites incredibly strong. We do see him grabbing the Sarissa, which gives the hoplites extra hat armor. We see some villagers moving forward, thinking about grabbing these caribou, but the caribou already completely taken up, and we see the villagers sneaking the gold mine there. Starsky going to be pretty happy about that one. Picking off all of these villages. I don't think that Nigam's going to be able to do much with that, but he can use this moment right now to be moving over here and chucking up watchtowers and such. Doesn't have the wood though quite just yet in order to do that. See Starsky putting up a storehouse in the forward location, probably shifting his villages around from gold at home to onto the goats. I do think he should be gathering these berries. You kind of want to be gathering berries before you start gathering goats. General rule, you want to save your goats as long as possible, if you can, because they get more food in them. Basically, you see they are on full food, so I guess it doesn't matter too much. And we're picking off some more of those cavalry right here, and we're going to see what's Nigam's next plan right now. He's just going to be running these gatherers around, trying to save them, but they probably should all die. Nigam just being a little bit cautious right now, producing what he can. He needs to move around onto this location and grab that gold mine and try and survive right now. It's his biggest issue. We'll see if Starsky can manage to... Oh, he's sneaking this gold mine. I don't even know this gold mine existed. Really well played there by Nigam. I'm pretty sure that Starsky has not got that... Oh, he does have that scouted, and he's going to see it with that Toxo coming in right now. Oh no, big win here for Nigam right now. Picking up all of these units for free is a really good thing. Just because he's a little bit behind on the population, and picking off units for free is... Okay, he's decided not to pick off the units for free. He's going to be attempting to get us around on Starsky's out of position army right now. Nigam moving in right now. He's separated his army. He's going to come in and attempt to pick off some units over here, villages in the Toxo. And we're going to see another house going up, and basically, Dwarves going to be taking out this Toxo. Pretty cute right there. Starsky is actually in an interesting position right now. He's actually needing to chase around the army of Nigam instead of dictating the play. What you want to be doing as Zeus is basically constant aggression so that your opponent can't use its maneuverability. Basically, your Norse opponent using its maneuverability to deal with your army, and this is why Nigam's still in the game. He's just moving his units around, doing what he can. We see another reinforcement right here, going to be picking off this ox cart and this dwarf. However, with all of these units now of gatherers, being able to do what they can over here, it's going to be nice. We do see Starsky with a nice raid over here. He's splitting up his army quite nicely and forcing Nigam to react. Nigam going to be moving over right now and attempting to stop this stuff going on. What he needs to really do is be securing a gold mine. We do see another ox cart getting picked off. But because there's so many gold mines for each choice, it means that he can split up his army. And that's generally what you want to do as North, as we've discussed earlier. We see these units going to get picked off again. So this, well, maybe not picked off. They're actually quite fast compared to this sort of Norse army. And if we jump over Nigam's perspective again, he just needs to get that gold up and then potentially grab a watchtower. He is sitting at the 113 of 115 population army. So if he does get a nice fight, he can potentially win it. Just because the Norse army, it's probably a little bit stronger than a Greek army at full population in the classical age with similar upgrades, just because their raiding cavalry sit at 2 population instead of 3, and raiding cavalry are a strong unit, generally speaking. We see this raid just continually coming on in here. I don't think that Starsky's really enjoying this, considering he's kind of being gold screwed a little bit. He does have a gold mine over here though. I think he's being a little bit ambitious mining this gold. Needs to chuck some walls up just to stop the raids happening. That's the general gist of it. Nigam though, sitting over here, is just going to be gearing up to defend against this little push that's coming in over here. Raiding cavalry is being produced into the longhouse of Nigam as Starsky comes in right now. He's going to be attempting to pick off some buildings. He's running straight in for the watchtower. Don't know how much I like this fight. It's going to be okay though. He's bolting there we go, the bolt's going on in the troll. He does see blood right now. Where's the rest of Starsky's army? Starsky's army's chasing around some raiding cavalry right now. He does manage to pick off that watchtower, but at what cost? All of the hoplite of Starsky are falling right now, and it seems like too many units now. These trolls doing a gigantic amount of damage that Jason has not managed to get through onto the backline. He has got the choke point though, which means that the raiding cavalry aren't going to be able to do too much. Starsky's deciding, cannot win this fight all too well right now. Going to have to retreat. We really needed to get that Odysseus in on here. We get a nice myth unit spawn of the Valkyrie right now. Going to be enough to push Starsky back. Starsky is sitting in a pretty good position. It's like he is gearing up to go to that heroic age. He's not really producing any more of the hoplite army at the moment. So he is looking at jumping to the heroic age. Nigam, on the other hand, not quite there. He's got a lot of idle villagers not gathering from goats. He does need to start producing farms. So he's going to have to throw some villagers over onto the wood and basically see what he can do there. So Nigam trying to kill off as many units as he possibly can right now. Starsky's actually still got quite a few here, so he's moving in. He does have that Odysseus out now, so he can start picking off things like the Valkyrie and the trolls. He does do quite a bit of damage there. Unfortunately, the Jason getting picked off by the throwing axe. This isn't a really great fight here. There's not really a lot to be achieved right now. This Odysseus finally getting tasked to kill one of those trolls. You see how much damage he does right there. But you can micro these trolls back really easily if you're paying attention. Looks like he's refocused the Odysseus onto someone else when that troll is almost dead. Kind of want to be pretty straight on with what you're focusing. You don't want anything to be sitting next to no HP. Looks like still Starsky producing army. Does need to think about if he's going to be staying in the classical age. He needs to have more military buildings right now. It's one of those big things I see from players is not increasing their military output because they're not used to it. It's like you have to change your game plan when you're in a unique position. So this position being a heavy classical fight, you've got a lot of economy and not a lot of ability to spend it. But he is going to be going to the next age, so potentially that's why he's chosen not to do it. If we jump over to Nigam's perspective, he's not going to the next stage, he's throwing up farms, so he's going to be a little bit slow there as opposed to what Starsky's going to be doing. We do see Dionysus coming through. Those raiding cavalry jumping right onto the back line of the top, so going to be microing them a little bit, getting those hoplites over here to pick off all of the raiding cavalry. So Odysseus picking off the trolls, a little bit of micro going on there. Does have a Jason on the back line, which is nice for him. And we do see that the Odysseus is constantly picking off trolls right now. It's very well played. Nice micro by Starsky right there. Nigam, on the other hand, sitting only at the 70 population, does need to keep building units. Otherwise, he's going to get gold starved again. So Starsky's going to be able to do this. A nice timing push with the bronze on this location. And basically force some stuff out. He is producing units from every one of his buildings, but Norse units produce so slow. This is why I'm talking about you need more military buildings, especially as Norse. I mean, Greek as well. The only kind of civilization where it doesn't matter too much is classical fighting Egyptian, because once you have 3 barracks, it's very difficult to get into a position where you need to be producing more than you're losing, because they just produce so fast. See more trolls getting produced there by Nigam. Dionysus is coming out now. We don't see him gearing up to grab early town center though, which is a little bit strange. Normally you want to be grabbing that town center as soon as you get to the heroic age in order to bolster your economy. We see the villagers moving back off that gold mine for Nigam. Nigam not ready to fight just yet. He does have the 600 gold though, so he's okay with not gathering gold at this point in time. He is grabbing that medium infantry upgrade now just to bolster those throwing axemen. And we're going to see maybe some sneaky maneuvering down here. Oh, looks like he is moving down with these villagers onto this gold mine. Starsky's not going to be aware of that unless he's got that scouted out. So that's going to be a nice little win there for him. Nigam's found a villager, so he's going to be attempting to pick it off. He has found it indeed. And he's only got like 5 HP, so that's a poor dead villager right there. Starsky, on the other hand, is grabbing his hand axe now, so he hasn't had hand axe for a while right there. A little bit funny, but whatever. We see some more raids going on over here. We do see a Minotaur coming out. Probably would have preferred to see a what do you call it, a Hydra instead of the Minotaur, considering how stronger it is for only 50 more food, and he's got excess favor right there at 150. So you probably want to be building the units that are strongest instead of the Minotaur, but that's his choice. And we're going to see some favor generation right here by killing this granary for Nigam. And we do see raiding cavalry sitting on that back town center of Starsky. So Nigam's sitting in a pretty good position. He does need to get to that next stage though in order to stay in this game, but looks like Starsky's really got no idea what's going on here. He's probably going to send his units up onto this location again and try and probably thinks that's where Nigam's gold mining, which is not wrong. There's still some villages up there. But, looks like he's found some over here, but he does want to be picking off his gold mine village. But there's so many gold miners up here that it doesn't really matter. We see another watchtower going on over here. Probably wouldn't mind him actually making a push over here, seeing as Starsky's army's all the way up here. He makes this raid on this location here. And that'd be a really big win for Nigam. We see that town center going up though for Starsky, so he's going to be getting a lot more economy going on. And we see, is he going to, oh, he spotted one dwarf at the back there. That was really sneaky from Nigam, but not quite sneaky enough. He has been completely spotted there. Starsky seeing the Nigam strats. Really well played there by Starsky. Unlucky by Nigam. Did need to maybe micro those villages right onto the back corner of the map. Probably would have been enough. As we see some Perso now coming onto this gold mine. Perso being an incredibly strong unit. He doesn't have that Hall of Thanes upgrade though, so they don't have the speed boost. But this is going to be a nice little pick off here. These hoplites picking off Temple now for Starsky. Getting this Temple means that he's going to stop that those myth unit spawns. But another Temple going up now, and Bragi is being researched. You can see that the hoplites are out and about, and because these Hollister don't have Hall of Thanes, probably not enough to fight unless you get a Myth unit spawn, which you probably would if you fought, but he's choosing not to, and in favor of maybe picking off this army or something like that. We do see that Bragi has now come out. I'm going to need to see some town center grabbing for Nigam. Starsky, on the other hand, is grabbing his third town center, so he's going to be sitting in a pretty good position now, producing lots of villages and getting his economy bolstered. These hoplites moving away now. Going to be in a pretty good position. Picking off houses, always want to be picking off houses as if you can, as Zeus probably could have picked off the other house as well. It looks like Starsky's going to be moving in right now. Nigam he's grabbing his second town center, he's chucking up another house. Does need to think about throwing down a hill fort of some sort. Needs to be grabbing Jarls, I think. Jarls or Huskarls. If you grab those, then they're just really strong units. He doesn't really have a great counter to them in Hoplite and Toxotos. I mean, Hoplites are kind of a counter in there, and has Starsky seen this gold mine? He has not yet seen it. It's just out of line of sight. We do see that hill fort going up now, but I believe Nigam's not too concerned. If he does get spotted, he can move back onto this location. He's got a couple of watchtowers there, and he's going to be sitting in a nice position. Nigam, on the other hand, is getting pushed in here right now with these Minotaur. All of this battle board out now. Battle board's being incredibly strong units. There is a flaming weapons is going on. Nigam does want to control this location, and that's going to force Starsky to retreat. Bronze does not beat flaming weapons by any stretch of the imagination, so he's going to retreat and attempt to re-gear and use his own bronze to push back. So Nigam's now kind of stabilized. He does send a throwing axeman over to the top of his base there to grab that town center. A lot of people ask me how they deal with grabbing a third town center as Norse when they're using their entire army to fight. And I say, well, just send one unit up there and build it. It's better than sending nothing, which we see a little bit of a raid going on there for Starsky, a fortress going on as well. Going to pick off this watchtower. It's not a real big issue. This fortress may be enough to force Nigam to retreat, but it looks like he's pretty happy fighting with his flaming weapons still with 15 seconds left. A little bit of marker going on there. Heracles, or Hercules, is his actual name, but Heracles is what he's described as in this. He's out right now. We are throwing action and need to pick off the Heracles right now. You can actually garrison a unit, which stops which forces your opponent to micro onto something else. But we are seeing this location is going to be a little bit difficult to defend right here. Starsky falling behind in score, but all of these units getting picked up right now. I think Starsky is sitting a little bit in a difficult position. He hasn't built any more military buildings yet, so this is why he's got the resources to build them, but he hasn't really got anything too much left. We see Jason popping out right now. All of Nigam's army has been dispersed, or all of the army that kind of matters has been dispersed. You can't really pick off a fortress with throwing axe when they don't do enough damage. Even though they do deal hack damage, they don't do enough of that. Basically hack damage to pick off the fortress. So he's going to want to basically build some more Herser and some raided cavalry and come in there. Do you see the hoplites now coming through? Going to be attempting to pick off this temple, but it's going to be enough. It looks like the temple is going down, so he's going to have to build another one of those temples, which is a little bit frustrating. It does have 50 favor, so Starsky a little bit of a win there with those 3 hoplites doing the raids. It's very cute. If we chuck out the upgrades, we do see hand axe and quarry for Starsky. And Nigam, on the other hand, probably sitting with some great economy upgrades with hand axe and pickaxe. You very rarely see Loki players grabbing economy upgrades because they generally don't have the resources. All their units cost so much, which is kind of counterintuitive, right? You think you'd want to have a better economy to produce your expensive Norse units, but it seems to me that what generally happens is you're spending all your resources, so you never have the excess to buy those economic upgrades. We see bronze getting cast right now. I think that's a little bit preemptive by Starsky. He's not seeing at 145 of 145. Kind of want to be getting the most out of your bronze. It's not like flaming weapons where you can keep on producing units that have the bronze effect taking place. It's a bit funny how it's like that instead of like that for Norse. It's kind of an interesting design choice. And you see Nigam moving in right now, picking off that Odysseus, picking off everything right now. He's picking off the Jason as well in the order to get the battle ball coming in and feeling very strong. Okay, is producing those from the back line there, and all of these units are maybe looking too much for Starsky to handle. Starsky with only a couple of the armory upgrades compared to Nigam's armory upgrades, which are very healthy indeed. Nigam now moving in right now. He sees that this gold mine is the last gold mine for Starsky. He's got a Herser up here as well to be scanning out the top of the map there in case Starsky decides to sneak a gold mine like Nigam's been doing. And we do see the Heracles is coming out again. He's going to be tasking that onto the battle ball, but he's getting picked off so fast. All of those throwing axemen doing an incredible amount of damage to that Heracles there. And that battle ball is on the back line of the Toxotes, and he's kind of running him around, not exactly sure why. You kind of just want him to be tanking when you've got all of these kind of weak to Toxotes army. He's going to be moving back now. He does have a really nice position here. I wouldn't be upset at seeing him like building another hill fort even closer, so he can get some of that what do you call it, the tower fire. You see a portable ram coming in now. He's going to be tasking out into the fortress in order to pick that up. The Odysseus needs to get picked off right now, otherwise we're doing an excessive amount of damage to the battle ball. The battle ball does have 60% pierce armor though. It's one of the strongest myth units in the game. It's definitely the strongest heroic age myth unit. Maybe that's a lie. I can't really think of other heroic age myth units that are stronger. I mean, basically all of Norse's heroic age myth units are incredibly strong. And we do see that this portable ram is doing a lot of damage. Jason's popped out again, nearly picking off the portable battering ram. You might want to think about grabbing those villages and picking that up as well instead of just the Jason. Otherwise, you're going to lose this fortress and lose this position in the game. And we do see multiple battle balls coming out from that temple, which is one. But so many units here from Nigam. Nigam is really playing well. He's managed to, there we go, Starsky has tapped out. GG, well played by Nigam. That sneaky gold mine there really saved him in this game. Starsky played well, didn't play exceptionally well. Definitely needed to grab a more he has a bunch of idle toxotes. That's really sad to see. But he really needed to be thinking about grabbing more military buildings. I like to say the rule of 4. If you have a town center, you have 4 military buildings. If you have 2 town centers, you have 8 military buildings. And if you have 3 town centers, you have 12 military buildings. Is generally a really nice way to do it. And I mean, you can always build more than that as well. There's like really no reason not to, unless you don't have the resources for it. And Starsky has 700 wood. So you can definitely tell he had the resources, but did not have the ability or forethought to get that done. So really well played by Nigam. He's one of my favorite players from the old days. He's actually won a show match against Super FM the other week, whatever it was. So that was exciting. He did lose to Super FM beforehand though in the tournament, but that's that. So yeah. Anyways, my name's Boyd. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please rate, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.